Aloha, I'm Stan Cox, Principal Broker and Strategist with SC Finance Strategies and Insurance Consultants. I'm also the author of the books on the tax-free cash growth warehouse strategy, and I'm the Managing Director of the Hawaii Financial Free Thinkers Academy, a nonprofit financial literacy education organization. In this video, I'm going to explain the process and timing to expect when starting a new account for the Infinite Banking Tax-Free Cash Growth Warehouse. As much as I and most people who are wanting to establish their own tax-free cash growth warehouse would like for the process of opening an account to be instant, it isn't. And for the purpose of informing and hopefully promoting realistic expectations, I just want to lay it all out here for you. Now, there are certain requirements that need to be met just to qualify to be insured. We have another video that goes over those requirements, but be assured that even if you don't qualify for some reason, you can still own an account that has someone else as the insured on the policy. So let's talk about the actual process and timing for the various steps. After the initial conversations about what your goals are and what we've determined what is going to work best for you in the way of design and premium, we need to collect basic information about how you and your beneficiaries, and so the actual policy application can then be completed. That information includes your date of birth, address and contact data. Your social security number is required, a driver's license or state ID, employment information, and your personal physician info as well. There are a few real basic medical questions, and if you use tobacco or not, are in or are planning to join the military, become a pilot, or do foreign travel or extreme sports. With all that information, your application, which has to be done online, can be completed and submitted. Shortly after that, you will receive an email with a link for you to review and apply your e-signature to and submit. And by the way, your agent has to fill out the application. It's not something that you have to do. A paramedical exam will need to be done. That consists of a small blood urine samples and height, weight, blood pressure measurements. There is no cost to you for this, and it will be arranged according to your schedule. This exam takes only about 20 minutes and can be completed at your residence or your office, wherever works best for you. After the application is submitted, you will receive another email with a link to a web page where you will answer a series of medical history questions. This is called a client medical interview, or CMI. That only takes about 10 minutes or so. Once the paramedic exam is done, the samples are sent to a lab and the results are sent to the underwriter. That takes about 7 to 10 days. The lab results, the info you provide in the client medical interview, and the application are now received by the underwriter, and that takes another 7 to 10 days. If nothing else is required, then your policy will be approved, and you will be assigned a rating. Ratings are standard non-tobacco, preferred, select preferred, and ultra preferred. There are also ratings for tobacco use, preferred tobacco, etc. And then there are what are called table ratings. Table ratings are substandard and indicate higher risk than standard. You may be table rated for certain chronic illnesses. And the table ratings go from A all the way down the alphabet. Table ratings require higher premiums due to the higher risk. If the underwriter determines that additional information is required, usually because of some medical information that was previously provided, they may ask for a supplemental health questionnaire or an additional physician statement. The supplemental health questionnaire is fairly standard, actually, and it's done over the phone and takes just a few minutes. If that is required, you will get a phone call from the insurance provider, or you may call the number provided to complete that. If an additional physician statement or APS is required, the provider will send a request for the information to your doctor's office. Again, there's no cost to you for any of this, but in the case of an APS, it's up to the doctor to provide the records and information. And they usually will require the provider to pay for the cost of the records. And it can take some time for them to collect the records, copy, and send. So it's usually helpful for you, the client, if you will call and ask your doctor directly to provide the required information as soon as they can. Otherwise, it can take weeks for them to act on it and get it done. In either case, if it's a supplemental health questionnaire or an APS, once the information is received, it'll take between 3 and 10 days to make the final determination on the policy. At that time, your agent will be notified and asked if the policy should be issued. When the go-ahead is given to issue the policy, it takes another 3 or 4 days to be completed. Then the first premium will become due. When you give the okay to draft the first premium, the policy will be in force and your insurance coverage will begin. So from when your policy application is submitted to when your policy is issued may be as short as 2 weeks and up to 6 weeks or more, depending on how responsive you or your doctor is. On average, it takes about 4 weeks. Now, if you're paying annually, your first premium will be for the whole first year. In that case, the total amount of cash value that is shown on your policy illustration will be available for you to leverage within just a couple of business days. If you are front loading your policy, all that cash value will also be available to leverage within a couple of days. If you're paying premiums monthly or quarterly, etc., the amount of cash value shown in your policy illustration as cash value or surrender value end of year will be prorated according to how the premiums are being paid. And that amount will be available to leverage within a couple of days of your premium being drafted. As you can see, there's more to it than just filling out an application of paying premium. And as is true with most good things, it's well worth the work and time required to make it happen. If you have found this to be helpful, please like this video and subscribe to this channel. Also, please post your questions and comments here. For a more complete examination of the whole tax-free cash growth warehouse strategy, you can watch our free 60-minute webinar. The link is in the description box below. If you'd like to book a free phone consultation with me, the link to my Calendly page is also below. If you'd like to apply to become a client of ours, the link to the application is also in the description box below. We're here to help, and we look forward to helping you. So for now, aloha and mahalo for watching.